There's a new twist in the ongoing war in Gaza. Israel's top military chief, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir, is pushing back hard against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to expand the war and seize the last quarter of Gaza still outside Israeli control. This isn't just some quiet disagreement. It played out in a tense, 3-hour security meeting earlier this week, with several Israeli officials confirming the standoff. Zamir's warning is blunt. He says a full occupation of Gaza could trap Israeli troops in a prolonged conflict, further endanger the 50 hostages still held in Gaza, and make an already dire humanitarian crisis even worse. Plus, there's the risk of Israel becoming even more isolated on the international stage. The military has been clear. They're against imposing direct rule on Gaza or rebuilding Israeli settlements there. But Prime Minister Netanyahu is holding his ground. He says expanding the war is the only way to defeat Hamas, free all hostages, and make sure Gaza can never again threaten Israel. At the same time, he's under huge pressure from his far-right coalition partners. Some are threatening to bring down his government if he stops short of taking full control of Gaza. The backlash isn't just coming from inside the government or the army. A group of former Israeli security chiefs, and even a former prime minister, are calling for an end to the war. They accuse members of Netanyahu's government of holding the entire country hostage. Meanwhile, the opposition is clear. Most Israelis, they say, don't support expanding the war any further. Internationally, the warnings are just as stark. The United Nations calls any move to escalate the conflict deeply alarming, pointing to possible catastrophic consequences for civilians. The US says the decision is up to Israel, but behind the scenes there's real concern about the humanitarian fallout. And the human cost keeps rising. The war began nearly 2 years ago, after the October 7th Hamas attack. Since then, over 61,000 Palestinians, half of them women and children, have been killed, according to Gaza's health ministry. Hostages remain, starvation is spreading, and new plans to bring in aid aren't keeping up with the desperate need. Netanyahu faces a crossroads. The military's warning is on the table, public pressure is mounting, and the world is watching.